Hello, my name is Crucimix, and today I'd like to talk to you about some inane bullshit, and I'd like to do it for 10 minutes straight, so listen up and I'll shove my words down your ear holes. Today I'd like to talk to you about Elon Musk potentially buying Twitter, and how funny that is. The first person I saw talking about this, reporting on this, was Insider Paper. They say, takeover time, Elon Musk offers to buy 100% of Twitter for $43 billion US. So, in reality, this is the only story here he offered to buy Twitter. That is the complete story. End of video. That's 31 seconds, and we are done. I already finished telling you what this whole thing's about. But what's interesting about this isn't just the fact that he's offering to buy Twitter, but it's the reactions everyone has had. On one side, there has been an insurmountable amount of dick riding, and on the other, there has been an inordinate amount of retardation. It is a beautiful cacophony of absolute idiocy and memes on both sides. But before I get to the absolute schizo posting of smaller Twitter users, there are a couple larger things I'd like to address first. First of all, Gab.com says, counteroffer, sell 9% of your Twitter stock, invest $2 billion in Gab, join Gab's board, and let's take them down together. Let me ask you this, who the fuck is Gab? Have you ever heard of anyone using Gab? Do you know anyone who's on Gab? Have you ever seen Gab? Does it exist at all? This is like a beautiful anomaly. I can't believe it. I didn't know this thing existed until it presented itself with such arrogance. More like, Gab, blow your brains out, you dumbass. Is that allowed? Like, am I allowed to say that? Can I say stuff like that? I feel like they should allow more creative insults. Like, if someone says you should exit out of Minecraft, but in real life, I feel like that's acceptable. That's a real thing you should say. Plus, I'm talking to the company as a whole, not the guy behind the Twitter account. Just them in general, because I've never heard of Gab. I feel like they should remove their own life support, you know what I'm saying? Remove the tubes that keep them alive. Just stop breathing, just stop inhaling air, stop living, just stop existing. Anyway, the other big thing before I really get into it, Donald Trump insists he won't return to Twitter if Elon Musk buys it, which that's kind of dark. That's kind of a dark MAGA post right there. That's pretty sad, actually. I was hoping, you know. He's a pretty funny guy. He's a pretty entertaining content creator, and I really enjoyed his tweets. I really missed that guy. I think he was far better on social media than he was anywhere else. I think that's where he belonged, and without him, we all suffer. Just like another creator I happen to know named Leafy is here, who also seemed to have posted a very similar thing about this. So, Leafy is here said, hello at Elon Musk. If you buy Twitter, please bring back at Leafy and at real Donald Trump. And I can't help but agree. I think Leafy is right here. I think those two people are very charming, very charismatic. I really miss those guys. They were some of the best people to ever grace the platform. Now that we've got all those stupid fucking introductions out of the way, now that you understand the situation, now that you know what I'm talking about, I can finally move on to talking about the memes, the good ones, the only good ones to come out of this. I say that because a meme can only be good if it's featured on this channel. Anyway, let's begin. This first Twitter entity says something very beautiful, very charming, very charismatic. I'll have to do a voice for this one, so let me the remaining blue check marks will be hunted down and defeated. Twitter will be reorganized into the first Groiper Empire. that was terrible, but it's a pretty funny meme. I do enjoy the meme. Let's move on. This next Twitter creature says $43 billion seems like a lot of money to spend to stop people from tweeting out this photo. And this is a beautiful image of Elon Musk, one of the most pristine images I've ever seen. Absolutely dazzling, even. Anyway, here's the last meme before I move on to the dick riding and the cringe. It was just a screenshot of Elon Musk, just a tweet he made. He said he's buying it so that we can all say the gamer word and get away with it. And that is the most coveted of reason. He's going to give literally everyone who creates a Twitter account an inward pass, and that's beautiful. That brings a tear to my eye. Let's move on before this gets weird. There are 3 categories of cringe that I would like to discuss. There is the dick riding, the anti-Musk cringe, and then there is an offshoot of the dick riding, which is dumbasses falling for bait. Let's start with the dick riding so that everyone knows I'm unbiased. I mean, I definitely prefer the world where Elon Musk buys Twitter, because that's pretty funny, but I just want to show that I can bitch about both sides. I can have a good time laughing at either person. So this first one is a pretty soft dick riding. It's, we love you too, and a picture of Wolverine just caressing this photograph of Elon Musk. Every time he sees it, it makes him laugh. He's just understandable. He's just having a good time. This is just a soft amount of dick riding. Let's move on. This next one is actually really fucking upsetting to look at. I hate this. I can't stand this. I don't know if I can show this. It's really bothering me. I'm gonna have to censor parts of this. It's terrible. I fucking hate this. Please stop doing this. This next one is, it's another naked Elon Musk. Why? Fucking why? It takes me like a couple weeks sometimes to accumulate all these pictures that I put in these videos, and I completely forgot about this, and this, I guess, is why I named the folder dick riding. I thought it was because people were sucking his dick too much, but it's beyond that. It's even more than that. Okay, thank God, this one's actually just a normal dick riding. This person says Elon Musk is the king of the Vikings, and it's just a shitty little edit. Okay, alright, fine, I feel safer now. Let's move on to the anti-Musk kind of cringe, you know, the whole opposite side of the spectrum. I'd like to say before I get started, any of these could be bait. Any of them, all of them, easily, tons of them probably are, and I'm just a dumbass who can't identify bait, which is going to be a whole nother category later on, so if I'm stupid and fall for it, please excuse me. This first one is a blue checkmark saying, I am frightened by the impact on society and politics if Elon Musk acquires Twitter. He seems to believe that on social media anything goes. For democracy to survive, we need more content moderation, not less. Yeah, nothing says democracy like the restriction of speech. Anyway, let's move on because I have a lot of examples of these. This next blue checkmark says, the world's richest man, someone who used to be compared to Marvel's Iron Man, is increasingly behaving like a movie supervillain, commanding seemingly unlimited resources with which to finance his mischief-making. It's been said before, but I think Marvel has been a tumor on society, and genuinely is one of the worst things to happen to cinema, and just people's brains in general in the past like 10-20 years. It's terrible. This is worse than fluoride in the water, this is worse than chemtrails. Any conspiracy theory you believe in, not as bad as Marvel movies. They're all infinitely worse. You think the Epstein Island was bad? You try watching a fucking Marvel movie. You ever see Thor Ragnarok? Terrible. But seriously, like, why are they so afraid? Why are people so afraid of this man owning Twitter? What could he possibly do to hurt you? Unless you're, like, purely afraid of people saying the N-word on Twitter, which, like, there's plenty of based groypers and people with, Pepe PFPs that already kind of do that, so, what is your point here? Are you stupid? He suddenly Lex Luthor because, you know, he tried to buy a fucking social media platform? Like, it wasn't he a few years ago just this bastion of, like, environmentalism and shit because of his electric cars? Like, what is the dynamic here? This next one's one of my favorites. It says, it doesn't matter if Elon Musk buys Twitter, he's still a fucking douchebag. Twitter should tell Elon Musk to go fuck himself and then suspend his account. If Elon Musk successfully purchases Twitter, it could result in World War III and the destruction of our planet. Fucking, why does he live so rent-free in your fucking head, dude? Who tweets 3 times about a man unless he wants to kiss him on his lips? Like, this is wild. You're really finding hard for this dude. This next blue checkmark says, Dear Parag Agrawal, I hope I said that right. I think he's the current CEO of Twitter. He says, if you're reading this right now, the world needs you to know that you are stronger, smarter, and more tenacious than Elon Musk. He thinks he can beat you. The free world needs you to know that he is wrong. Yours truly, a lifelong verified Twitter user. A lifelong verified Twitter user. A lifelong verified Twitter user. I want those words etched into my tombstone. Like, those are words to live by. The lifelong verified Twitter user, that's your man. That's your hero. That's your saint. That's your savior. That man should be worshipped. There should be temples built in his name. Okay, I'm done. There's too many examples. I collected like 20 examples of verified Twitter users just bitching about Elon Musk, and it's getting boring. I'm kind of tired of it. It's kind of, you see what I'm getting at here, how stupid these people are. Anyway, let's move on to the opposite side of the spectrum, back to the opposite side, back to the other side of the pendulum to laugh at some people falling for bait. Now, I have 4 examples of bait, and all of them are just people responding to the same guy who could not have made it more clear that he was baiting people, and yet there's still people with such an inordinately small, immaculately stupid brain that realized it was their time to shine. They realized it was time to post something incredibly stupid. The post they're all responding to says, Elon Musk owning Twitter is literally the fall of Saigon, Pearl Harbor, the Kennedy assassination, and 5 9/11s combined into one. Our first Twitter smooth brain says, I'll let you realize the stupidity for yourself, and that's a very Facebook-esque kind of way way to say I'm a dumbass, please bully me, please insult me, please follow me, and then just insult me and berate me for hours and hours. I wonder if those people who have like a fetish for being insulted and bullied just like go on Twitter and just say stupid shit, you know, just for the hell of it, just for the fun of it, just for the sexual thrill. Our next big boy, they did us a favor. They summed up the tweet with a meme, with a beautiful little meme, a little soy jack. And what's funnier about this, what really entertains me about this, isn't the meme, isn't how stupid this guy is, but it's the profile picture he has. If you just look at that, if you zoom in on that, man, that's fucking good. This is inner fucking planetary dick riding. This is insane. I can't believe what I'm seeing. This is shameful in a new and cosmic sort of way, in a grand celestial sort of cringe. Our next guy is just missing the point. This is just standard, like, falling for the bait. He says, Twitter checkmarks panicking, then posts, like, a GIF, a GIF, a JOF, whatever, however you pronounce it, of Homer Simpson just panicking. Let's move on before I run out of examples. Not examples of people falling for bait. There's, like, 149 examples of people falling for bait. I'm talking about examples of me speaking about these, because I'm running out of energy. I'm running out of examples of my own energy. Let's move on. This next Twitter god makes me question if this is bait underneath bait, because this is immaculate, this is beautiful, this is insane. This man says, LMAO, dramatic and uneducated take, and by a blue checkmark too, what a surprise. Sarcasm if you couldn't tell. Did you have the same stance when Bezos bought one of the largest media companies? If not, then you're a hypocrite. This one makes me question my very, motivations. Have I been gaslit so severely that I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore? Am I the victim of someone else's bait? Am I just so gaslit by Twitter that I made a whole video dedicated to something that was completely stupid and false? If so, bravo, this is some of the best bait I've ever seen, because I think I believe you. I might actually have fallen for your bait, actually genuinely here, because if this isn't bait, you should not conceive a child. I don't want to see you ever in the gene pool in the future, because I know I'll be back. I'll reincarnate or something, and if I see you again, you're dead. It's on sight. It's absolutely on sight. If I see your soul in the fucking cosmic horror that is reality, I'm going to fight you. Me and you are now mortal enemies. For the rest of the time, I will be hunting you down, and you will be trying to live, because now you are immortal. You are now unable to be killed unless it's by me. That's how on sight it is. You are no longer allowed to be killed by the flu, by measles, by any other disease, by anything. It's going to be me and no one else. Okay, I gotta get back to this. Alright. My name has been, and will be Crucimix in the foreseeable future, so if you enjoyed this content somehow, at all, in any sort of way, please, even just a slight chuckle, a smile, I'll take it. Just subscribe. Just go down there, press the red button, hit the like. I enjoy your company. Please don't leave. I have very few friends, and together you can increase that. I have 18 right now. It could be more. It could be even more. If only you just go down there and press subscribe. I love you. Goodbye. I didn't really want to bog down the video with a bunch of these other examples, but here are some bonus examples of people just bitching about Elon Musk wanting to buy Twitter. Cue the music. Elon Musk buying Twitter is the end of the world, basically. He'll amplify every extremist right-wing Nazi he can find. Based. On the trending tab, we have Leave Twitter with 172,000 tweets. Today on Twitter feels like the last evening in a Berlin nightclub at the twilight of Weimar, Germany. Actually, it's Weimar, Germany, but this is the previous guy's response to the trolls. I decided directing my tweet solely at Twitter CEO was an oversimplification, so I deleted it. I stand by the underlying sentiment. Elon Musk's attempted takeover of Twitter is a threat to the free world. I care about freedom. And also factual precision. Sorry about that, it's hard to say precision in that voice. Every time someone like Elon Musk says free speech is imperative on Twitter, I see this becoming a place where people can openly hate on minorities with zero consequences, and I don't know how that moves society forward whatsoever. Some people don't live to move society forward, you absolute troglodyte. I love you all, but I am 100% out if Musk takes over Twitter. And that's all the bonus examples I have for today, folks. Please shout out to my manager, Donkey Kong from the barrel busting video game from the 1980s. I love that guy. I love that barrel throwing monkey. He's my favorite. He actually manages my Twitter account. He manages my social media. He edits my videos. He creates my thumbnails. He does everything for me. I love that monkey. I love that Donkey Kong. I love that big ass fucking ape. That great ape. That Harambe looking ape with a tie on. I love him. Goodbye.
War has found its way to Stone World.
These next 20 seconds will decide the future of humanity.
Dr. Stone is next.
Now Cracker Jack comes in new snack size and family size bags. And due to the tremendous response, we're also testing the really, really big bag.
That's a really big bag.
That's a really big bag.
Cracker Jack, hey, Cracker Jack, man, hey, Cracker Jack.
Really, really big bag, not yet available in stores.
Mommy, I got a pony!
Cracker Jack, the greatest snack ever made.